Hello. Today I'm going to be talking about why, defensively, I'm not particularly afraid of the Cowboys next year. Now, I'm going to make another video, probably tomorrow because it's extremely late right now. But I'm going to make another video addressing the offense, and in that video I'll address the coaching as well. But defensively, I am not afraid of the Cowboys, and that's for a couple reasons, but I'm going to get into that here. First of all, last year, their stats were pretty mediocre across the board. Their interceptions were pretty low, only 7 interceptions, but they were technically ranked 11th defensively because they didn't allow that many points to be scored on them, and they didn't allow that many yards. They had, I can't remember their average points per game scored on them, but they had like 3,500 yards scored against them, which is pretty good. So overall, they did pretty well last year on that part of the defensive side, which is a lot. It's the majority of what is taken into account when ranking the defenses of the NFL is categorized. But otherwise, they were pretty meh or below average. Their only weaknesses last year were on the defensive side of the ball. Their offense completely stacked. O-line, I think it got a little bit worse from 2018, but still incredibly talented on the O-line. Running backs, obviously Ezekiel Elliott is one of, if not the best running backs in the game. Quarterback, I'll talk about Dak Prescott in another video, but I'm not particularly a fan. But he's not a bad quarterback, so they're at least solid there for dang sure. And wide receivers, they've got CD Lamb now. They've still got Amari Cooper. I can't remember. They signed someone else, but I can't remember his name. Overall, offensively, they are stacked going into this season. But defensively, I mean, they drafted defensively, but last year, D-line, linebacker, defensive back, and safety was all a concern for them. All 4 of those positions were a concern for them, so pretty much their whole defense was spotty. Now, linebackers, they have Sean Lee, so they at least have one elite guy. I don't know if he's particularly the best in the game, but he's definitely up there. He's definitely really talented. But he's getting older. He's like 32 right now, I think. So he's getting to the point where he's slowing down as a player. And I don't think that you can particularly rely on one great guy and 2 or 3 other meh guys to completely run your linebacking core. Same thing for D-line. Overall, their D-line was alright, not good, not bad, but they didn't have a central rusher. Like, they didn't have the main one guy who was the guy that teams were planning around. They just had like 4 dudes who were meh, not good, not bad. And they drafted 2 defensive linemen in the 3rd round, Neville Gallimore, and in the 5th round, Bradley Anai, who are D tackle and D end respectively. So they got a little bit better there. I will admit that. Gallimore is a pretty solid pick, and Anai is, I'm pretty sure that's what the best they could have gotten where they got him. But I don't think that either of them will really show up as the main guy, especially not right away. But I still think that they'll be better overall. They'll definitely be more secure there, but they won't have that main one guy. Like, when you're planning for the Texans, you're planning around J.J. Watt if he's healthy. when you're planning for the Eagles, you're planning around Fletcher Cox, like, or if you're playing linebackers, you're planning around Brandon Graham. Like, you need to have that one piece that distracts almost, like, that you have to plan around, that you have to double team on, like, almost every play, so that other guys can shine. And then when other guys start to do better, now you've got the offense in a sticky situation. It's either try and overprotect the guy who absolutely will break through the line, or try and protect everyone, and that great guy gets through, or now you're double teaming him, and there's no one assigned to one of the head up linemen. And I mean, you need that main guy, and they don't have that. They have that on linebacking. Sean Lee, that's a guy you plan for. Safeties, they didn't draft any safeties. I'm not sure if they added any in this offseason, trading or signing, but they were not particularly great last year. And they got cornerback help. They got Trevon Diggs, who fell a little bit, and I think that he's probably going to be a threat. And they got Reggie Robinson II, who I haven't seen. I don't think I've seen any film on him. I probably should, but I'm just going to assume that there's a reason that he fell to the 4th round. But Trevon Diggs is a problem. He is fairly good at, I think that the Eagles will be planning around him twice a year. But we have Jalen Reagor, Marquise Goodwin, and Deshaun Jackson. 2 extremely fast guys. Deshaun has slowed down a little bit because of age and injury, but he's still really fast. So we've got 3 extremely fast guys, and then Alshon Jeffrey, who is more of a slot receiver type guy. I don't know if that's particularly a problem for the Eagles, is one main dude, you know? We're not going to be particularly focused on getting a first down as much as we are getting as many yards as possible this year. Obviously, every play won't be a breakaway 50-yard play or even probably a 30-yard play, but we're going for bigger chunks. We're going vertical now. And with a good running back core, we've got Boston Scott and Miles Sanders. I almost called him Myles Garrett. We've got them, and they were both really good, especially Scott towards the end of the year, and Sanders was good all year. And the Eagles are looking to get right now. I think they're mostly eyeing Carlos Hyde, but LaShawn McCoy is saying that a potential return to the Eagles is on the table for him. So the Eagles could have a reliable veteran third option behind 2 brilliant running backs coming off of or coming into their second year. Boston Scott is technically a third-year player, but first year I think he was on the practice squad because he has zeros across the board in stats. But overall, if you're distracting with the run, if you can get the first downs with the running, you have a 9-yard play on first down, and then on second down you run the ball and get 4 yards, and now it's first down again. That's how you win games, is you just you charge down the field and you score touchdowns instead of field goals, or you get field goals instead of punts. That I feel like the Cowboys defense has not improved enough to keep up with how much the Eagles have improved, and that's pretty much the main thing that I'm trying to get at here. They have improved, but the Eagles have improved more. To simplify it. We do. I think I agree with Philly 500 when he says that the Eagles need one more big move to really put us over the top, put us into the conversation for like playoff teams this year. Now, I'm fairly confident. I know that I shouldn't be because Eagles, but I'm fairly confident that we're in the playoff picture. But I think that we'll start being talked about as a genuine threat with that one more big move that Philly is talking about. So I think that, especially if that big move happens, but even if it doesn't, and we stay completely the same for the next, 4 months, I think that the Cowboys and the Eagles have progressed at different levels. And I don't know. I don't know. I'm not afraid of them nearly as much as I was last year. Like, going into week 16, I was mortified. They beat us like 38-7 in week 7. Going into week 16, I was mortified because it's playoffs. It's they're still struggling just like we were, but they had an absolutely stacked offense. So, I mean, if we did it last year and we've improved more than they have this year, I'm not particularly afraid of them. Now, do I think that we'll sweep them? No, I'm not particularly confident in that. I think that we'll probably split, and I would not be, I would be extremely surprised if they swept us. But who knows? Who knows? They could have some huge signing that is like they get like the best safety in the game or the best cornerback in the game or whatever, or the Eagles could get that third option, could get another crazy good wide receiver. They could get like more O-line help, which is I'm not particularly worried because, like I said, they still don't have that one main guy, but we do need offensive line help. If we get that, who knows? I mean, I projected us at 11-5 with our old squad, so I mean, with the new squad, who knows? I mean, I don't know. That's just my opinion, and obviously I'm biased because Eagles versus Cowboys, but I don't know. Yeah, I think you'll probably have to tune in tomorrow when I give my opinion on the Cowboys' offense and their coaching, because that's also the coaching is a huge reason why I'm not afraid of them. And coaching and offense, they go together, but I don't know. Mostly, I'm not afraid of their defense. Yeah, CD Lamb is pretty terrifying, but I mean, if we get in an offensive shootout and we win 45-30, or wait, no, it'd be 42-35, I'm fine with that. I'm extremely fine with that, you know? So, it's not particularly a worry for me. Like I said, I'll post that video about the offense and the coaching tomorrow, but currently it is very, very late, so I can tell I've been rambling a lot, and I am extremely tired, so I think I'm going to have to get off. But if you have a dissenting opinion, if you have an agreeing opinion, if you have a point of view that I maybe didn't see, go ahead and drop that below. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like. It does help. And yeah, I think that's all for me, so I'll see you later.